Hey folks, I just finished up putting the bottom seal on both of my garage doors. And in doing so, I came across a couple different obstacles that you might encounter as well. So stick around, we'll get this done on Lenderman Shop. After you get your door to a workable height, you want to stabilize your door by placing a clamp of some sort on the bottom. You see here I have a piece of wood with a C-clamp in the track there. And then on this side I have some clamps to keep the door down when I'm pushing up on the seal to get it into the track. All right, so I have this door up ready to go. The first thing I will do is I'm gonna run my shop vac across this whole thing, get some of the dirt off before you have it drop it in your eyes and so forth. Whoever installed this, I don't know, 30 years ago, actually put a screw through the seal here. So I have to take that screw out here, and there's probably one on the other end. There was on the other door. And I guess that's because they thinking that it would slide back and forth if they didn't screw it in, which is not a big deal taking this one out, but the issue is putting those screws in there has marred the track a little bit. So I will likely, as I did on the other one, need to get my rotary drill out, rotary tool, sorry, and try to smooth out the blemish in the track so that the new one will go in. So let me do a whole bunch of vacuuming. I'm gonna take my utility knife, I'll cut the strip off and then pull out everything, unscrew at both ends. I'm going to scrub it clean with a heavy bristle brush. I will vacuum again, and then we'll get to the installation part. Let me know in the comments if you have some issues putting your door seal on. I'm surprised to see the inside of this one is empty. In the other door, the previous owners had shoved a whole bunch of plastic bags. They like twisted them up and put plastic bags all the way down on the inside here. And I guess that was to, in theory, to keep rodents out, mice out and so forth. And I guess it worked because I didn't see anything in there. And I don't see much in this one either. That's something to consider. I'll show you my new one. It has a little bit different center in it. All right, so I'm gonna cut the other side of this too and everything will just drop down. Now I've taken out screws on both ends, and the track here, or the insert is pretty loose on this side, and this one's a little bit tight because that's where the screw was, so we'll have to just kind of tug on that to get it out. When you cut this, make sure you give yourself enough to grab onto to get this out. If you cut it too close to the door, you're not going to have anything to grab as you slide it out. So this is where the screw was, and on both ends where the screw was is where it was getting held up. I don't like to pull it out of the track like this because I feel like I'm maybe putting a little bit undue stress on the track itself. So if you do it like this, just be gentle. The stuff is kind of old and brittle, so it's coming out pretty easily. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my scrub brush, clean all this up, and then I'll show you what the end of each side of the door or each side of the track looks like, which does not make things easier to install if you're going to slide it in. So using your stiff bristle brush, which is the word I could not think of earlier, stiff bristle brush. If you have a nylon brush like this, that works as well. So I've cleaned it. Now I'm going to put those two screws that I took out, I'm going to put them back in where they need to be. The one screw is here. I'm going to put that up in here so it aligns with the other ones here. And then I have to get up there with my rotary tool and just make sure that's as smooth as possible. All right, one of the other issues that I have, in addition to having hardly any clearance right here, there's only a couple inches of clearance here, is right here. See, that's the support for the door, and that makes it really tricky sliding anything in. I don't know if anybody else has a door like that or not, but it's really tough to slide anything up in there with virtually no clearance there. Let's take a look at the other end, and we have the same thing here. Okay, the door support is way down here, so trying to slide anything in makes it really difficult, which is why I'm kind of doing this the way I'm doing it, tucking it in. I am going to use my rotary tool with this sander on the end to smooth down where the screws were so that there's no catch inside the track, or as best I can make that smooth. I am also going to, because I'm going to try to feed the one side of the seal through here, so I'm going to also smooth down the very beginning of the track here, just give it a little bit more of a rounder edge than the sharp edge that it has right now, to see if that helps slide at least the one side in. Take a look at where that screw was, right there, and I just moved it over there. There is a little bit, let's see if I can focus in on it here. There is a little bit of blemish still up in there. Hoping that's not going to be too big of a deal, because I'm going to try to slide this way, so I'll have another inch to go. Same thing on the other end here. I moved the screw from here to there. There you can see where I kind of just took a little bit of that edge off there, because I'm going to try to slide the one side down here, and then I'll go back with the screwdriver and tuck in the front railing there. So this is the seal that I have for the door, and I'll put this link down below to our storefront. This has the gasket that'll kind of round up a little bit, hopefully, and I believe this was a knockoff brand. Next time I'll do a little bit better research, but it goes in, it will eventually look like that when it's up there. So apparently check your garage door, because there's different sizes for that bottom piece that goes along the bottom, and then there's different sizes for this piece as well, so make sure you get the right size. I think I guessed and I got it right. Okay, so that's how it goes in. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this to length. I'll leave about an inch. I'll measure my door, maybe an inch and a half extra. My door is 8 feet wide, so I'm going to go up to 98 here. That'll give me 2 inches. Use your square and utility knife, the blade all the way out. This cuts pretty easily. Obviously the center part there is where there's going to be some issue where that round gasket is on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I won't be able to show it to you as I'm cutting it, but we'll see what it looks like in just a minute. There we go. Get yourself a nice, clean, sharp blade, and it'll probably cut a little bit better than I just did. So on the one end, that's going to go up close to that lip that I have that I'm not going to be able to get around. I'm going to take just a little bit of the channel off, just about a 1/4 inch, so that the seal itself can slide a little bit closer to that end of the door. Here we have those little notches on each side here. So that's just going to give me a little bit, I guess it's going to make that one a little bit more. That's just going to give me a little bit of room to play with down there on that one end where I don't have, and I can't go over the track. All right, we'll see if that helps me or hinders me. Now comes the time that we put the new seal on. And before we do that, we want to lubricate the track in some sort of way. A lot of people spray soap on there, which I like soap because it's not grease. And some people say put WD-40 on it. On that door over there, I used a metal-to-metal grease, so I'm going to use something different. This is actually for garage doors, spray lubricant for the mechanism and so forth, but this one's silicone based. And I'm going to use this brush instead of just spraying it up there, because I don't like spraying grease. It just kind of seems to go everywhere except for where I want it to go. I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to spray it onto this brush, and I'm going to use this little piece of scrap here as a little pad there, so if I get grease on there, I can rub it on there and then brush it onto the track. And I'm just going to do the first track, or this bottom track first, and then I'll do the second track just before I put the other side on. All right. Okay, some might call that a little bit of overkill. I don't know. I just call it being neat. So I'm also going to use that brush and put it on the actual seal. All right, at this point, I've brushed grease onto the track. I've brushed grease onto this part on both sides, and on this top part as well on the seal. So let's see how things go. I'm going to enlist the trusted help of my step ladder here to kind of be my second person in this operation. I also have a shelf in here that I can rest it on too, so I'm going to have to spin this around. Okay, it's going on pretty smoothly so far. Got a little catch over here. Let's see what that is. There we go. All right, right, I just fell out of the track here. Not good. So let's just bring this back, see if I can fix that. Oh, how that happened. That did. All right. Okay, as I thought might happen, I'm getting caught on a little snag up here. So I'm gonna put a little bit more grease there and just easily work that over. I think it came off the track down here just because I gave it a yank, and that was enough to pull it off the track. Okay, but it went back on pretty easily. I had to slide it off about a foot and then put it back on. All right, let's see what I can do down here. I'm gonna grease it up and then see if I can touch it. Came in pretty good. I was able to get past the little issue we had there, and it carries on just a little bit further down here where I took off those two little pieces. So we're ready to go here. I just brushed on lubricant on this part of the track here, and I also put lubricant on this side of the seal. Now with this, I brushed it on, but you probably also use a shop towel, spray it into that and wipe it off if you want to, or you could just spray it on and you'll be fine. The tools, as I showed you before, I'm using this big screwdriver. This is a pretty big screwdriver. And I also have this little pry bar that I use for opening paint cans and so forth. Getting trim off, that's a really good one for that. And then I have a spackle knife here, a putty knife. So I'm actually going to start in the middle, and I'll work that way, and then I'll work that way. I will tuck the back edge in, and then go ahead and get that front edge up and in there. And you'll find a rhythm for yourself to get things in there. Again, this part is kind of tedious. It does work. You just have to take your time. And then keep making sure that back edge goes in, push in the front. And again, I have clamps on the bottom and on top of the rollers, on both ends at this point. That helps keep your door in place as you're doing all this. This is going in pretty smoothly at this point. Just make sure you're getting that back side in. If not, you have to pull it all out and make sure you get both sides in. Now, once you get a bit in, go ahead and take your putty knife to make sure it's all up in there. I do have a better plastic knife than this one, but I cannot find it anywhere, of course. Normally keep all that stuff together. I don't know where it is. All right, and then check from time to time. Okay, you should feel a little play in there once you get it all up in there. If you don't feel any play, that means it's kind of kinked and it's not up all the way. You can do a little bit this way and then a little bit this way. Work your way out from the center. And again, you could go start at the end, work that way too if you want to. Well, I have a little bit to go over here, and then I have a little bit less to go on this side. Going well, but it is going slowly. I actually put a little bit more grease on the seal over here to let it get into the track a little bit more smoothly. All right, I shall carry on. Okay, with great joy and anticipation, I finished the entire thing. Once you get done, remember to take your putty knife and just gently go through, working it back and forth, and also looking up here to make sure you don't see any of that lip that should be in the track. If you see any of that, you have to make sure it's up there, and then give a tug on it all the way down, just to make sure it's in there nice and snug. It's not going to fall out on you. Okay, so now I need to close it up, see what it looks like, and then the ends are a little bit longer than I was expecting. We'll see how they work. My notch on that end worked out really well, so that hopefully that'll hold and it won't continue. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that if you're doing this method and you have one of these screen tools that has two ends on it, the comment online where I got this idea said, the viewer said he used a screen tool to run along there and it went right in. I only have one end on this, and this is the end that puts the I forget what that seal is around the screen door that keeps the screen in. But if you have the other end, the other wheel on there, then you might be able to use that to run along and get the seal on that way. Let me go ahead and close this up and see what it looks like. Side down here looks pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with that. However, on the other side, yikes. I'm gonna have to trim that off. You can see it's already stretched and stressed and all that, so I will need to certainly cut that off. I'll take care of that right now. Went ahead and cut off, trimmed off some of the end there, and it works fine now. Turns out trimming this when it's on is a little bit tricky because the track is in the way. Let's go on the inside. I'll show you what's going on. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Again, we're never going to have a real seal here, and that's just the way things are here. So maybe I'll put something here, somehow seal that up. What happened is I mismeasured, and it was a little bit longer than I was expecting. I know it's probably going to shrink a little bit too over time. Make sure that you don't make it too long so that it doesn't get caught up on these brackets here. And that's what it was doing for me. It was a little bit too long, got caught up there. I was getting caught up a little bit too on this bolt, that's toggle bolt that's going into the wall there. So cutting it, you kind of have to get back in here and cut it while it's way over there when it's down. That makes it a little bit difficult. All right, so there you have it. Let me know how you made out on yours. Again, if you have a conventional garage door, then you're just going to slide both parts of that track in. It'll take some time, but you'll be done. If you have some obstacles like we had here, you might consider doing it the way I did it here, or hopefully at least this video gave you a couple ideas of how you can maybe counter some of those obstacles that you run into. Okay, thanks for tuning in. See you on the next video.